the derma roller again.
All right, yeah, how's that going?
Well, let me tell you.
Got staph infection yet?
No. But I'm telling you, my face looked really good, like, right after I use it. And I just figured out why. I think it's because your face is swollen. You know, when I do my forehead from rolling and pricking with the little needles, that your face
you're damaging your face.
But no, it's swollen the first day. So, of course, your wrinkles go away because you're swollen. Right. It's exactly why I look fabulous, because fat don't crack to begin with.
Right.
So, I already have, like, luxurious skin with no wrinkles. Right. And, so I don't need Botox. I have nature's Botox.
Nature's Botox.
Nature's. Yeah. So, I really think that that's why it looks good, because you're swollen. But as soon as the swelling goes down from, like, you know, the ripping your skin, I don't think the wrinkles went away.
You're back to square one again.
Yeah. So, listen, a listener instant messaged me and said, why don't you try sneaking into the Ollie Shopping Disney page first? She said, why don't you try...
The security's got to be minimal at that point.
She said, try sneaking into that page first, then maybe you can make your way. I even went as far as changing my Facebook name and everything. Hoping I could get back in. It didn't work.
It didn't work?
No, it won't even let me. I'm still blocked.
Why don't you change your name to something completely different?
Because then you got to sign in out of Facebook accounts, and I'm just not a master troll like that yet. That's like hardcore troll, and I don't know if I have time for that.
Yeah, that's true.
Making 2 profiles.
That's a lot of catfishing.
It's a lot, so yeah.
Yeah.
So, is there anything you need to discuss besides news? Anything going on in your life?
No, my wife and I are moved into Binghamton, and we're living in the dorm room now. That's what we're calling it, and it's quite the setup. And got my little corner here for my desk, and I'm surrounded by a variety of cats, and I really don't have any personal space at this time. But we're making do.
Yeah,
we said we're like the girls in college who push their beds together to, quote, save space. You know? Like, oh, we're saving space, but they're really like, it's really so they could touch each other while they're sleeping. We're those girls in the dorm room. We pushed our beds together to quote, save space. So, that's us right now.
So,
nothing sexy about it.
No. So, you were just saying that.
No, I turned my queen bed sideways so we could turn it into a king, so our little feet are, like, almost on the edge.
Yeah.
I turned it sideways because width-wise we weren't, like, comfortable in the amount of space we had, so we're really improvising around here. But maybe this will be the training we needed for our tiny house someday. So far, we've realized tiny house living's not going to happen with this.
No, right. So the tiny house thing just went right out the window.
There's nothing tiny about either of us. So
yet alone to have the house.
That's part of the problem now. So, right. That's what we're doing over here. So it's all for the greater good.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I got to tell you what happened to me. So Danielle bought a new car. She got a fancy, she got a fancy car. We call it the Big Rig, and it's a Ford Edge.
A Ford Edge, yeah, those are pretty big.
Yeah, they're pretty big. It's the Big Rig. It's her nickname, the Big Rig. So she got this fancy car, and oh my goodness, it even has air-conditioned seats. Okay.
What? That's a thing?
Which is like the best thing that's ever happened to me is sitting in that air-conditioned seat.
Yeah, because you get hot.
I'm always hot. So it's black leather. So it has the air-conditioned seat, the heated steering wheel, the rearview mirrors, yell at you when there's someone in your blind spot. I mean, this thing has all the bells and whistles. And it has the fancy roof, like you have.
The panoramic.
Yes, it has the fancy roof. So
yeah.
It has so many buttons, and it's so confusing. And I'm really concerned for her because Danielle isn't the very best driver, but it does have the backup camera.
Well, that helps.
Well, she has trouble parking. So now she has to park the Big Rig, which is a whole other story. So she's like, we have to go out and practice my parking skills with the Big Rig. So She's been managing pretty good. So
the parallel part.
Yep. She's done it all, and the camera works nice. So she's doing good. She hasn't done any damage to the outside of it. Just one of her fancy purses she thinks scratched, like where you put your drink. It's like silver. It's got a little scratch. She thinks because she set her purse or her keys, but it's nothing. I mean, you're gonna have.
It's gonna happen,
right? Yeah. That's not a big deal. So the outside has remained intact. So. It's got these seat adjustments, okay? So when you can adjust your seat and then you push what number you are.
Oh,
1 or 2. Okay. So she adjusted her seat to number 1. So when I drove, she's like, push the number and it'll remember your setting. So I pushed number 2.
That's fantastic.
Right. So me, that I barely got a car in the 2000s, have no idea how all this fancy stuff works. You don't need a key anymore to start your car. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
You push a button.
Yeah, I think mine's the last year you needed a key because it's 2013.
Well, hashtag goals is to get to the year cars were made. No, hashtag goals is to get a car that's, right.
You don't need the key.
Right. So,
the little fob, the key fob.
So she has that. So I don't know how to start it. So I'm like getting pissed. It won't start. I'm pushing the button. So you have to put your foot on the brake. Oh, all right. Fancy. Fancy. So I went to move her car the other day. I haven't been in it in a long time. Well, I get in, I sit, I put my foot on the brake, I push the stupid button. All of a sudden, my seat starts moving forward. I'm like, what's going on? It's going forward. So it's crushing my breast. I'm getting smashed. The steering wheel is pushed up against my fat stomach. I'm like, what is going on? I can't stop it. It's like electric. It's freaking flipping out, right? I'm like, I'm not thinking I'm like, I'm going to die in the driveway. No, I'm in the street. I was pulling in. I'm like, Danielle's going to come and find me. Okay, crushed in the forehead.
The number one setting.
The number one setting killed me. Okay? Let me shame myself. Alright, I'm ringing the bell.
Because you used her key? They recognized her key?
No. Apparently, when you turn the car off, the seats back up and give you a generous amount of room to get out. Right. But when you get back in and start it, it automatically goes back to your setting. It was her number one setting.
Oh, that's dangerous, though.
No, it is dangerous. Thank you. So, it's set on her number one, and she is like, I don't know, 5 foot nothing. Right. With her little baby legs. Right?
Yeah.
She has to have that seat all the way up with those little teeny legs of hers. And she's got it like really high. So like your head hits the roof of the car. So she's got it all the way up. She's got it real close for those little baby feet. And it's moving real slow. Now I'm seeing my life flash before my eyes. Okay? My life is flashing. I'm like, no! Like, can you see me? No!
Oh my god, that is classic.
Right.
I wish she had a dash cam. So
if there was a dash cam, that would have been an award winner. So
if you ever have to move her car,
I gotta push number 2. Dan, what do I do? Push number 2 before I start it. Or after. She said you got to push number 2 before you start it or you'll die.
You know what? It's funny, but someone's really gonna someone's gonna use this as like a murder.
That's gonna be. Can you imagine? Like somebody sets them up, so I'm gonna freaking murder you.
Abusive husband. Yes. Move my car, will you? And you go. You set that shit off.
Yeah, that's it for the abusive husband.
Very tippy threat. Oh my
god. Yeah. So that's a good idea. So anyway, anybody who's listening, if you do this, we will be looking for that news story. We can say we will feature you. A couple of instigators under our funny news. We will definitely instigate that story if you use that setting to kill your husband.
Man, those lesbians drove off the cliff with those kids this week. Did you see
that?
Oh,
I know. I saw that.
It was terrible.
Suicide?
Yeah. They had the kids in the SUV and drove all of them off of the cliff. I haven't read too much about it.
Me either.
But if
I
you're
saw
coming
briefly.
Here for accurate news, you're in trouble anyway. But
right.
All I know is the lesbians. The lesbians they adopted all those kids.
Is it like 6?
And I guess the one kid had gone next door asking for food at one point, saying they weren't feeding him. So they killed themselves and the kids, I guess. Just this goes to show everybody's crazy. It doesn't matter what orientation you are.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's too
bad. I thought we would hear more about it from like conservatives saying, "Nah, this is why the."
I know.
But honestly, I haven't heard more about it than any other person who drove off a cliff with their kids, which is
perfect.
Horrible.
Thank God, though. Thank God we're not getting targeted.
Yeah,
we got enough problems.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out before I get. If I ever start talking about putting the cats in the car, stop me because.
So if we ever see those cats getting loaded up,
why am I laughing? Why is this funny?
Yeah, I know. Stop. Let me ring the bell.
Oh my God, I don't know why I thought of that, but
I don't know why I laughed.
It's tragic, and just because you have a nice seeming lesbian neighbor, this is why when people are like, "Well, I don't hate gays," and I don't, like whatever. Well, I'm like, well, I don't like some of the gays either. There's a lot of gays I don't like.
Right.
Like lesbians who drive their kids off a cliff. Don't like those kind of gays.
Yeah. So I mean, I equally hate all sexes, so it doesn't matter. All orientation. You know what? I'm gonna instigate every one of them, so I don't care.
If you're,
right.
You're a terrible person. You're a terrible person.
Monster. All right, so listen, we got to take another quick...
Those are bad moms, for sure. We're going to talk about more...
Oh, yeah, we got some bad mom stories after the break.
Parents in general, I think, too. So
okay, little MBB. When we get back, we'll see you in a few. Hear you in a few. All right, and welcome back to a couple of instigators.
Welcome back.
Welcome, friends. So, hey, let's be excited. What's the next story that you were going to go into? MBB?
Yeah, well, it's mom's behaving badly, but parents behaving badly mostly. So I came across the story that hit home for me.
Yep.
And I sent it to you.
Yep.
And because we like to talk about our sports days and you and your kids.
Right.
Watching and not watching their athletic team back in the day. So so the story is that youth referees across the nation are packing up their whistles and going home in response to increased verbal and physical abuse from volatile parents and coaches. So 8% of the referees are quitting within the first year because they are being abused by the parents on the teams that their kids are playing on. So it's become hard to get referees for any youth sports, specifically also high school sports are having a hard time because that's when it gets super competitive. So they're really having a hard time. The industry's taking a hit. I think you have a better chance of recruiting Catholic priests than you do referees.
You got a better chance, right?
You have a much better chance of getting a priest than you do a ref these days, it sounds like.
Well, I'll tell you, let me tell you really quickly.
They're going so far as calling it a national crisis.
Stop it.
And yes.
But I can believe it.
80%, I'm sorry, I thought it said 8. 80% of high school officials are quitting before their third year.
Oh my goodness.
So 80% are quitting.
Well, my daughter's soccer team, they they all rose up and did this huge chain email and